Earth mode.
Mm.
League of Legends. We got two replicas. One has Okan, the other one has a Song.
Earth isn't out.
Hmm?
Earth is out.
Yeah, it's been out. What you doing over there?
Finding some batteries.
Oh, so they're just keeping it very far away from you?
You like that little plastic enclosure?
Not really.
Huh?
No.
That's what I'm using to make sure that if it does explode.
Oh, I was gonna say, in there. Because if it does explode, this doesn't blow up everywhere.
True.
And fucking catches you.
Okay. We're gonna be starting soon.
Or in theater.
Alright. Alright, friends. Okay, we're gonna give it another couple minutes here while I got a couple things ready. Collect my thoughts and such.
You're ready. That says it.
Alright. Oh God, that's horrible. Hey, what's up, Big Sky? Big Sky. Yeah, I think that's your name. I've been thinking about how to pronounce it, so I think I got it right this time. Hmm. All right. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and just jump into this. Okay. So like usual, let's go ahead and start with yesterday's work. Let's go ahead and see a recap of what we did yesterday. Yesterday was the first day, right? Yeah. No, second day. I don't remember. Yeah, that's me. I don't remember. All right. So okay, so we made a pathing system that works off of waypoints, right? And that works pretty well in the movement. We got the movements work pretty smoothly. We talked about the goal for each level to take about anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, shooting for a 3 minute average overall per level. We also talked about alright, that's just any AI movement. Okay, and then this was our little to-do list that we did yesterday. And we actually accomplished a lot of stuff that was on the to-do list. What we need now is a weapon system and a level controller. That would be extremely useful to have. So let's go ahead and jump into our Unity here. And where are we? Okay. So this is what we got right now. We have a when it starts. It will start eventually. Maybe. Unity. Hello. Unity editor. Let's just kill Unity and restart it. What is going on here? There's nothing running. I mean, it was working yesterday. I did nothing. I did no changes. I did nothing. I didn't change anything. Why is it crashing? All right. Uh-huh. Let's go ahead and turn off that. Hit play. It always crashes. What if I turn everything off? Alright, so it's not my code. Because there's literally nothing running. It's just... Alright, so there's something wrong on my computer. Let's see. I have HD Tune. No. Let's open up a different project and see if we can get it working. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't do anything to fix it. It just started working. So, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. Let's continue. Okay, so now we can actually do our thing here. We can drag this guy down a bit, and we can show you what we have done from yesterday. Okay. Alright, so this is what we got done yesterday. We got our little waypoint system, and you can see our little star, which is going around, and that was what we wanted to do. After a certain point, it goes off screen, and then goes straight back to the start point, and then goes and does everything again. And we have this working here, which just allows us to move left and right. And it clamps us down to the sides here. Now, if I were to right, and we'll still get locked down to the same positions. So you see there, oops. All we're doing is chopping off the ends. Alright, so that's what we got done. We have our player movements and we have our enemy AI. And let's just open up the AI script and we can see what we did there. Oh boy. So we have here in our start, we make sure that we always have a starting point that's valid. So we make sure that the starting point is within the length and it's not negative. And if it is, we just set it to 0. We don't shoot out any errors, even though we should. Then we have here current points. Equals starting points, right? So that's what we do. And then we set our origin to our local position. Then here, we do, this is our switch to make something stationary. Sorry. This is our standard movement here. We just keep going towards the points, and once we hit the points, we go ahead and change to the next point. That's it. Really simple here. This is if it's stationary. We move it horizontal. Right, move it left and right, and all this does is move it from left to right at a certain speed. That's it. And this is our little script that we use for this. I have this elapsed time thing here. We're not resetting the elapsed time ever. I think we should. Let's see how broken that will get it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and print the elapsed just to see how that's going. Seems like elapsed is always the same. Okay, yeah, we really need to fuck around with elapsed. Let me just leave that alone. Alright, sorry about that. So we need to make a level controller. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So we're going to create an empty, and we'll call this level. Oops. The level controller itself is basically going to be every single level. So since this is the level, we're going to go ahead and add a script here. Script. Level controller. I already have a level controller. Let's see. Alright. Just drag that in there. Let's edit it. Interesting. So we don't need this function here, obviously, because that was for the last one. This one, in order to reset everything, we're gonna end up having to turn everything back to default. So, for example, our replay button in this game won't just instantly get us back in the game. We'll have to destroy the level, and then we have to reload it again. We get to put some kind of like loading screen in between to not show the frozenness of the background. I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So what do we need for the level? All right. First of all, we're going to need so this game object. Enemy spawns. Make that public. We're gonna go ahead and make a private bowl. Can spawn equals false. We set it to false. So enemy spawns and can spawn. And hey, what's up, Time Lord Echo? How's it going? And then we'll go ahead and make a public int delay. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna do here. The enemy spawns is basically a list of enemy formations that we're gonna spawn in, and then we're gonna do can spawn, right? So can spawn means whether or not we can spawn them in, and the delay is how long in between each spawn. How long in between from when we destroy the last enemy to when we spawn the next thing. You gotta put a delay in there. If it's 0, as soon as you kill the last one, it'll go ahead and spawn immediately. Alright, so what are you working on? I'm working on a, I'll show you right here. I'm working on a Space Invaders type game, right? It's called Guoania. In reality, we're not working on a game per se. We're just making an engine that we can use to make a game. Because, like I've been saying past couple days here, I have a couple ideas for making a couple different types of games. The issue is I don't have them completely fleshed out. So I work on the framework that I need in order to make the games. Like we recently just finished up a project called Idiloloth, and that's for like a block breaker type game. And then we basically took our whatever I worked on that. I copied that over into this new project and just started modifying it to be a shoot 'em up type game. So right now we currently have done the enemy pathing system. You can also convert certain enemies into stations. And yeah, so right now what we're working on is the level controller. And with the level controller, it's pretty simple. All it does is spawn things in and let this game manager know if it was a win or a loss. That's about it. Igski. Yeah, today we're working on the level controller, and if we can get that done, probably work on a firing system like for weapons. So yeah, let's jump back into this. Actually, go back over here, make a new slide over here. Yeah, explain what I'm trying to do right now. Okay. So what I'm trying to do right now, right, is the level controller. So let's go ahead. Level controller. One second. Alright, so on our level controller, we're gonna have an array of enemy formations, right? They spawn one after the other. Sequentially, I think it's called. They spawn sequentially. There's a boolean that controls spawning. Right? If true, spawn next enemy. after delay. The delay, which is an integer, right, will, well, delay the spawning, obviously. Okay, now the enemy formation, on the other hand, right? We need to create that. We need to create a script for the enemy formation, which communicates back to the level controller to let it know that the last enemy has been defeated, and we can continue on from there. Once we delay the spawning, right? We spawn them, and once they're all spawned, we have one condition and a loss condition. Right? We need to determine what our win and loss conditions are. We also need to have a space for a mini boss and a level boss, right? So we need a mini boss and a level boss. Alright, now here's the thing. The game itself, right, doesn't really, the level controller itself doesn't really care what you give it as the mini boss and the level boss. The only thing is that there's only one of each. We could script out the bosses separately and bring it in straight into this. It wouldn't matter as long as we make sure to inform the level controller that it has either, you know, defeated that thing, right? So yeah, basically, like the mini boss and level boss are logically identical to an enemy formation, as long as, you know, as far as the level controller cares. So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be waves. Yeah, there's going to be waves of enemies that come. They do their little dance, and once you destroy them all, after delay, another level comes, another set of enemies, and so on and so forth. And then we'll have like the level boss will always be the last. This will always be the last spawn. Right? It will always be the last spawn, whereas we need to input one to spawn. For the mini boss. So the last boss, we just put it in, it's always the last thing to spawn. The mini boss, we have to create a variable here that says when to spawn the mini boss, which means we need a counter. Alright, so we're going to need a counter. Actually, we're going to need two counters. We need a counter for overall, and we need a counter for enemy spawns. Right? And the reason I want to separate them out, because technically speaking, I could just put 3 enemy formations in the enemy spawns, put the mini boss, put 3 more enemy formation, then put the final boss, and it'll work just fine without having to add the other code. But for ease of use, I want to go ahead and just throw all my enemy spawns in one place, and then have a individual spot for the mini boss and the final boss. I think it'll be a little bit easier to, add content later on down. And then have a short delay there. Okay. All right, so let's go back to this. So I said I needed a counter for overall, so overall counter equals 0. Then enemy formation counter equals 0. What else did we need? We need another well, that's all. It all depends on how you make the enemy formations. I think the overall difficulty, I think I explained it, was this. Let me see. I think I explained the way the difficulty will work here yesterday. I can go over it. Okay, yeah, the difficulty in this game, as far as like selecting a difficulty in the menu, will simply have only this change right here. This is how many times an enemy formation will loop before despawning itself and continue on with the level. So for example, if you're playing on easy, enemy formation will spawn, it'll go through its loop, and then it'll go around and do it again. Once it does it again, it'll just leave. It'll just despawn itself and kick on the next one. And if the difficulty is normal, it'll do 3 loops, and if it's on hard, it will stay there until you destroy all the enemies in that formation. So that's difficulty as far as in the menu. Now difficulty as in the and we may have to add to this, like the damage taken, maybe different HPs for our player, maybe the projectiles do different damage, right? These are all things, but this is going to be the main difference maker here. As far as enemy spawns getting harder and harder, well, if you make them harder, then they'll be harder. If you make them easy, they'll just be easy. It all depends on the enemy formation you make. At each enemy formation, you can set how much damage they do, how much damage they need to take before they get destroyed, their flight path, their speed through the flight path, all that stuff. So you can make it as complicated as you want on a per formation basis. Right? I didn't even show that. So yeah, this is what I just showed right here. I'm sorry. This is what I meant right here. So you have the easy, the normal, the hard, and these might be some things we add to it. So yeah, something like that. Well, difficulty is just based on whatever it is that you actually want to do. If you want to make it really easy, you can do that. If you want to make them really complex and convoluted, you can do that as well. Okay. So, let me go back into my list here. So we said we needed, okay, so we have the counter. For overall, we have the counter for the enemy spawn. Win and loss condition doesn't go in here. The delay is already there. Alright, so I need a public game object, call it mini boss, and level boss. And here we're gonna go ahead and do a public start. No, is it public? No, it's void. Void start. And in start, we're gonna spawn the first enemy, right? The first formation. And actually spawning here is simple. Everything that's needed for the level will already be spawned in during loading. It'll just be turned off. And then all this does is turn them on, let them do whatever they want, and then when they finish, turn it back off again, right? So start. We're gonna go ahead and we can even add something else here called like the start. Right? We may want to have like a little cinematic or something like that at the very beginning while we add that in. I'll be right back. I'm back. Alright, so you can have this start, right? And this is what we could do. And then we can have a public. No, not public. Alright, we have a start. We always have a start at the beginning of every level. And in the start, we go ahead and shoot off spawn next thing whenever we need to. So in our start here, we're gonna go start set active is true, and that's it. Nice and simple. Actually, you need to create a private float called timer. Set that to 0. And what timer does for us, when we have to use the delay, we'll just use timer to add up time, and we'll just move on from there. So at our start, all we're doing is setting the start screen to active. Now we go ahead and create a public void spawn next, right? And in here, what we're gonna do is alright, hold on. Before that, we're gonna do a private game object, right? We're gonna keep track of which one is the previously spawned object. Priv object. Right, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do previous. Where previous. So we go previous object equals start, right? And then we're gonna go previous object dot set active is true. That's how we're gonna work with this. And then here we'll do previous object dot set active is false. We turn it off, and then we go ahead and start the next one. If, and here's where we decide for the mini boss thing. So if so we do mini boss spawn, right? If oops. All right, so we have overall count. So if overall count equals mini boss spawn, do previous object now equals mini boss set active, and then we go overall count plus plus, right? The overall count goes up, and here we have an else. So if it's not time to spawn the mini boss, right, it may be time to spawn the final boss. Let's do that. So else if overall count, and we're not counting the start at all. So if overall count equals enemy spawns dot length, right? So if there's 20 in here, the mini boss is going to add one automatically, right? So if let's say overall count is 20 and there's 20 things in here, well, that means to get to the 20th thing in here, it's only 19, but overall count is 20 because we did add one here. So yes, so if overall count is the same length as enemy spawns, we're going to go ahead and spawn. And we're going to do this previous object dot set active is false, and then we'll still use it. Level boss. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have it set up for our mini boss, and we have it set up for our final. And else, the only other possibility here is that we need to spawn a standard enemy spawner. So previous object dot set active false. We turn it off, and then we go previous object equals enemy spawns dot enemy formation counter, right? And then we go set active true, and there we go. Plus plus. All right, so let's go over that again. Make it simple for me to understand because I don't know what's going on. So we go if overall count is the same as mini boss spawn, right? So if you wanted to spawn in position 3, if this equals 3, we turn off. Oops, we have to actually go previous object dot set active false. We need to turn off every single time. Oh no, we already have it up there. So I don't need all these falses because we're already turning everything off at the very beginning. So then mini boss set active, overall count goes up. If it's the final boss, the overall count doesn't go up. And then, overall count plus plus. That has to go up as well. So if it's the last one, so if the overall count equals the same amount as enemy spawns, right? So if there's 20, it shifts it over, because 0 to 19 is 20. Well, this will return 20 if there's 20. So if we're at 20, that means that we already did the mini boss. So we just go to the level boss, turn it on, that's it. If it's neither of these two conditions, that means that we need to just turn on the enemy formation. So what we do is we turn on the enemy formation, right? We hire the formation counter and we hire the, we raise the overall count and the formation count, and we're done. All right, now as for the delay, we need to add that, right? Which means that this has to be changed. Right? Yeah, we have to change this. This can't be like that. We need to introduce a delay. And I think the easiest way is to, I can just copy this, right? Spawn next. And do that there. And then here, IE numerator, and we call this spawner, right? And in here, we're gonna add a while timer is less than delay, right? We're gonna do the following. Timer plus equals time delta time, and then we're gonna go yield return new wait for end of frame, and we'll do that, and that's going to be our delay. So while it's less than delay, right, we keep doing this. Eventually it'll be higher, and then this won't kick in anymore. Then what we'll do is, before we spawn it, we'll go ahead and turn the delay back to 0. Alright, and this is the very end, am I correct? Yield and yield break, I believe it is. Yeah. So up here, we're doing our little delay with yield, and then down here, we're doing our just overall stop. And then all this does is start coroutine spawner. can make this private, I believe, because we're not ever touching it. So, here's how it's going to work. The start at the very beginning of the game, the start after it's done, we'll call spawn next. Right, it will call spawn next. We can actually add int. Int x equals delay. X equals no, int x. We can add an int there, and no, we don't need that. We don't need that. So here we go. So while the timer, okay, it'll run this, continue on, and then do a little break, and then we're done. It'll spawn it. I think that's all we needed, right? Now we need a win condition and we need a loss condition. So I need a public player controller, PC. All right, and then we're gonna need a. I think that's it. Okay, you know it's weird. Honestly, we don't need can spawn. We're not using it at all. I thought we were gonna. I thought I was gonna put it in an update, but no, I don't need can spawn. So we do need a player controller. And in the player controller, we need to add some more things to it now. So right now, all it has is movement commands. We need to go ahead and add health, right? And maybe lives. I'm not sure we're gonna use lives. I think we'll just use health. And once you lose all your health, you're dead, right? Oops. So up here we're gonna go void update. And in our update, what we're going to run is, let's see. Yeah. What we're gonna run is this thing called let's see. Think about this. Let's check the health. If see that health. No, we don't need to run that in an update actually. Right? When it takes damage, right? When it takes damage, we'll just let it know. So in player controller, we need a public level controller, LC, and then whenever we take damage, and I'm not sure how we're gonna do it. I might use some kind of interface, like something like that. Let's see. All right. I've worked. I have one here somewhere. I have a project where I had like an interface or something like that for damage, and it was pretty complex by the time I stopped working on it. Okay, project, and I'm pretty sure it was ZPopo. Yeah, it was ZPopo. Was my project. Scripts, right? So this was it right here. iDamageable. Public iDamageable. And then we apply damage to things without having to know what the type was. Right? Let's see. I think it was the bullet controller. Let's see. Yeah, so this is how I did it. So yeah, this is how it works. iDamageable. Alright, so I could copy this. To apply damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and close that down and close that down. Let's add a new script. We call it stick the towel. Okay. Alright, reload. And actually, how the hell did I do that other thing? How do I inherit this crap? There we go. Alright. is it? Apply damage. So public. No, not up here. I'll put it down here. Is this the end of the update? Yeah. So public void apply damage and X. There we go. So that's good. So that'll make it a little bit easier to apply damage to things and so on and so forth. Okay, so apply damage. Health minus equals X. So just take away damage from that like that. And then we'll do call it private void I signaled that to LC, so I'll do, and then in level controller we need to add another feature function here. Add it up here. So public void clear is player is dead. Player has died. And I don't really know what I got to put in there just yet, but I know I have to do this. And player has died. Hey, how's it going, Galactic Vena? I'm doing pretty good tonight. Sorry I keep looking over. It's just that charging up some lithium ion cells, and I'm paranoid. I have a feeling that it's going to explode. And that's why I keep looking over just to make sure it's not on fire or anything. My little battery charger over there. Vina? Okay. Vina. Alright. I'm not gonna remember that. Just to remind you. You had to remind me about 60,000 times. Yeah. Wait, I don't need to do all this. Why do I need a million things? They just call each other. So make this public. Alright. Alright, we'll call that, make that public. And over here, player controller, we'll do loss condition. And that's it. We lose. Loss condition. How the hell did we do our losses before? I don't remember. Oh. Is that it? Really? Okay. Our game manager has a loss condition thing? I don't remember putting that in. Okay, what does loss do? Oh, loss stops all this stuff, calculates the score and stuff. Alright. There is no score. Game 1 is false. And it takes us to after level. After level turns off the UI, closes the loaded level. Hey, that's okay. Hey, works. You lost it. You lost it. There we go. Lost condition. Perfect. Right. Do I actually need the player controller then? No, I don't need a player controller in here. I'm not doing anything with it. I don't actually need this lost condition in here. I'm not doing anything with it. And in player controller, signal I don't need this either. Go if health is less than or equal to 0. Just do game manager dot instance dot loss condition is true. And that's it. There you go. Optimize that. We don't need all that other stuff. So I think right now the only loss condition is losing all of your health. That's about it. The cool thing is we could also use apply damage to add health. Just throwing in a negative number. So if we wanted to add 1 HP, we just put in you just put -1 in there, and take whatever health is minus -1 is plus. We add a 1 to it. Awesome. So apply damage is also our add health. It sounds weird. Honestly, probably not the best way to do it, but the way I'm gonna do it. Yeah, because it's less code, and writing less code is always better because it's less bugs. All right. It's not always better. In a joking manner, it's always better. What is all this stuff? Holy crap. No, it's weird. I wrote all this stuff just a couple days ago, and I don't remember half the stuff that I wrote, which is amazing. So I suck. Alright. Alright, I'm back. Oh, wait, what just happened? What happened? Why do I look like this? It's messing with my emotions. Yes. My mute key is also my debug key. Rip. Alright. You've been running a lot for my streams? Oh man. That's good. That's good. You and me both. You and me both learning a lot from the streams. You always miss when I say bye. Alright. I mean, that's good. I put you to sleep. It's a positive. Alright, thinking about it, I think our level controller's done. Yeah. The level controller's done. Yeah. Honestly, I think we're done with this. Oh, okay, I see. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That sucks. I wish I did put you to sleep. Oh, it's 10:49 in Chi-Town. Wow, you can see my time. It's almost 1 a.m. over here. It's crazy. All right, so our level's completed. We need to do some tests here. So let's create an actual like level. Not really. Do I have to create a level? Not really. Um, what I need to make is some enemy formations because the level, it's like a space, and we're already bound to it. There's nothing gonna go past us that we need to pick up. So let's just create some enemy formations. So create. All right, yeah, I want everything at 0 though. At 0, I'm gonna call this enemy formation. Enemy formation 1. And we need to add a script to this called enemy formation. So in enemy formation, we need to add a public game object. Oops. Wait, hold on. Didn't I already make that? Yeah, the path test. Am I right? Oh, I have it in the enemy AI. The waypoints. I'm gonna edit the enemy AI. Enemy game. Aren't waypoints transforms? Yeah. So public transform waypoints. Right. What else do we need? It's almost the same stuff as enemy AI. Not really. No. And then we go public game object. Actually, no. Enemy. Can I not use enemy AI? Is that an issue? I lost my integration. There we go. Enemy units. Right? Go a private int, and we're going to call this count. All right, and then we're going to go public void enemy destroyed. So when enemy destroyed, we're gonna go ahead and do count minus minus. if count equals 0 is, well, less than or equal to 0, we're going to go ahead and do public. All right, we need a public level controller LC. Now, LC dot spawn next. Okay. Is that it? I think so. I believe so. And then as for our enemy AI, reality is public. This is now private. Transform waypoints, right? And then we go ahead and add in a public enemy formation EF, right? So we're going to do waypoints equals EF dot waypoints. And that's what we're going to do here. So we're just going to pull the waypoints from our enemy formation. All right. Okay, so when they're all dead, we'll spawn the next one. We're using this for that. Okay. What else does my enemy formation have to do? I don't think anything else. All it has to hold is the waypoints and the enemies themselves, and then we're done. Right? So let's lay them out logically. Right? So reality, we do that. All right, so we could actually, what we could do is, all right, these are the waypoints. This is an enemy that goes there. Or waypoints. So if I go to level, no. I'm going to call this a waypoints. We're going to create an empty. And we're going to call this formation. Waypoints goes inside formation. Everything's at 0, right? Yeah, okay. Waypoints go in there. Formation gets the enemy formation script. Goes here. Level controller gets dropped in there. Waypoints, we have to lock that down. We have our waypoints in here. Drop waypoints in there. Okay. Enemy units. Here's this. We create an empty. We call it enemy units. And we're going to have that one in there. This formation goes here. And then in the formation, enemy unit, you throw that one in there. I need to open up the formation again. Yeah, because we need to go void start count equals m units dot length. All right, so we have 20. Keep destroying them stuff, whatever. Let's see if I set this all up correctly, right? So in here, star, you have our enemy formation script there. So everything that needs is there. In our formation, we have our waypoints, and we have our enemy units listed, and we have our level controller. In our level controller, all right, we have enemy spawns. In our level controller, enemy spawns are actually, instead of game objects, yeah, we can leave that as game objects. Here's our formation. Right? Well, if I copy that and then start, our start is here. Copy that again. Our mini boss, copy it again. It's our final boss. Delay of 1. Exponent 1, overall count. Okay, that stays there. We don't touch these two down here. And I believe in the enemy AI, what I'm going to do is down here we're gonna go, oh, that's the last else if. So if current point equals 6, all right, we're gonna do that. If current point equals 6, we're gonna go ahead and do what do we call it? The formation, enemy destroyed. EF dot enemy destroyed, and then we're just gonna turn this off. False. So at 0.6, they'll kill themselves. If we turn them all off, right? Level. All right. Thanks, Jesse. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. All right, so. All right, so we got an error here. Okay, so what's the error here? All right, so level, I set it to 1, right? All right, index out of range. Move next. All right, index out of range. Oh, hold on. This is this to spawn the mini boss, and this is to spawn the last one. So once the last one actually spawns, we need to stop spawning things. You can add an if here. Else if overall count is greater than or equal to enemy spawns. Enemy spawns that length. Right, and that should not, I shouldn't get the error this time. So if I hit play now, it'll turn on formation. No, it doesn't turn on formation at all. This one should be turned on first. All right, no, start is formation 1. Okay, so it starts formation 1. Okay. Okay. Huh. So that didn't help. Actually, in the enemy AI, right, we're just doing this. But when it's a final boss, we won't do spawn next, we'll do win condition. Right, so that's fine. Alright, else. Yeah, because I think it'll keep trying to turn this one on. No, it won't. Enemy AI. Do a public bowl, right? Station. We'll add a new one. We'll call it is final boss equals false, right? Obviously. And then down here, we'll just make believe if not is final boss. We go ahead and do all that stuff we've been doing, right? Else, we'll do a game manager dot instance dot how did we do the wins before? We used to just set the win. So current no, not current level, state, where's the game manager here? That's private. How did we do the win? So loss condition. Oh, it's in our updates. Right, in our update in the play, we had our win condition stuff. So now we actually need to do it somewhere else. So in our game manager, we need to add a win condition thing here. So let's go ahead and do that. So public bool has one equals false. All right, and then if has 1. We go ahead and do current state equals player state dot win. And that's it. So once we win, we go ahead and do all that stuff. Let's continue. Has 1 equals true. Alright. And we need to go from the win state. Once we're in win state, and we need to reset that. So has 1 equals false. And then we can start over. Okay, so now look at my enemy eye. This is just a little testing. We hit play. So it's formation 1. And we get an index out of range thing. Why is it that we're getting that? Alright, so technically speaking, what should happen, we should go from 1, right? We start here. We move on to this formation, which is 0. We move on to the mini boss, and then we should move on to the final boss. So we get the start, we get our formation, we get our mini boss, but we don't get our final boss. Let's do that again. Let's see what's going on here. Alright. So overall count, this is still 0. Now it's 1. Overall count is 2. 2. I think it's a +1 at the end. So we should go through the whole thing. Formation. Now we should get 2, and then after that we should get 3. No errors. And we should throw a win condition. Okay. We go into game manager. We did go through the win condition. Okay. How come we didn't get the after menu after the game? So win, and then it takes us to the after level. After level, the after level menu is here, right? Isn't it all set up? After level menu. How come we didn't open? Alright, it's in the wait state. It's in the wait state. I need to hit play, and I need to put you in the play state. Put you in the play state. Okay, here we go. So this time I should get an after level screen. No points, but there we go. Perfect. Perfect. And now we get an error. Level 90. That's fine. Okay. So the error is whatever. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all, because if I were to do this, right? If I were to go to here and drag this level out, correct? And delete it. And then I go to my theme selector, right? Theme 1, theme 2. Where's theme 1 and theme 2? Okay. Levels. If I were to go ahead and just add this stuff in here, right? And then I go to, all right, that's it. If I start with the main menu now, I hit play, I should be able to go through and play a level. So this goes, and then at the end of the level, I probably will get an error, but I'm okay with that. Oh, hey, no errors, no errors. Nice. Okay, so you have that working. We have the functioning beginnings of a game. I'll be right back. Sorry about that again. Okay, so all right, we're at the we have a functioning, level movement system, so that works. Our level controller seems to do everything it needs to do. We are calling the functions correctly, right? Our play controller has a health now. We need to go ahead and change a couple things. We have an enemy AI that functions or you need it. This right here was just a test. This also needs eye damageable. Public void, apply damage. We'll put health here as well. We'll make a private, actually we'll make it public int health. And we'll start them at like 1. Alright, we'll start them at 1. You can change it from there. Apply damage, there's health. I need INTX. Your health minus equals X. Well, if health is less than or equal to 0, just in case, you never know. If enemy destroyed. Goes if it is final boss. Go ahead and do that as well. So now the only way to kill these things is by hurting them. So that's how we'll apply damage here. So that's done. We actually need little projectiles, little things, right? Little things like that. All right, let's continue here. So bullets. I think it's rather simple. So I'm gonna turn off the main menu here. Rather simply, let's just create a particle. And let's make it a little bit different. Instead of that mission being shape. Now the shape is a cone. Shape is a circle. No. The edge. No. A sphere. All right, and the radius is not like a radius. Tiny little radius, right? No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I don't think we need a particle system. Let's delete that. Let's go ahead and just create a simple 2D object. right? Alright, so it seems like we actually need some kind of asset for this. So unfortunately, we need to do some art stuff, right? Art stuff. A star. We need something else. So let's just open up GIMP and quickly put a stamp out here and be done with it. Doesn't have to be too big, so let's just do like a 64 by 64. It's more than big enough. 64. There we go. Actually, just delete that layer. Get a new layer. It's transparent. So that's what we got there. Image, crop it. There you go. Go ahead and export it. Here's our projectile. Alright, close here. And now we have a projectile in here. Hello? So where did it save? Oh, oops. So copy it from there. We'll paste it in here. Okay. There it is. So how big it is, and what's this? 10 units. We'll bring this down to 10 as well. Go hit apply. Ooh, no. 100. Go hit apply. Let's do like 200. Let's make it like 200. That's right. Let's see. Nice and small, right? That's fairly large actually. That's a little bit smaller. Let's see, 300. Yeah, that'll work. We're gonna add a rigid body to it. Reason being, it's moving, and if it's moving, put a rigid body on it and a physics 3D. We'll do a circle collider on this thing. I think that's gonna be probably the best one to use because a square, yeah, that's good enough. Now we have an option to make here. We can either A, when we fire things, we just add a force to it and it goes, right? Or B, make this thing kinematic so it doesn't use gravity. Because our game really doesn't have gravity. It's in space, so there's no gravity. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it kinematic. We're going to attach a script to this, which will move this in whatever direction we fired it from. today's stream feels like it's going super slow. But let's just keep chugging along here. So I'm a little preoccupied right now. Alright, so let's create a new one. We'll call this new strip bullet controller. In our bullet controller, we need a couple things here. Reload. Alright. So there's our bullet controller. And I'm going to go ahead and look at another bullet controller that I created for a different project, very different project, but it's still the same kind of thing here. The difference is that this bullet in here uses physics to try to create an arc. It kind of worked, kind of looked ugly as well, but yeah. Alright, so it's not too complicated. Everything happens in the on collision enter. There really is no update because we're using this, but we're not going to be using rigid body velocity. We're just going to have constant move towards, maybe even a lerp. I think a move towards would be best. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Move towards and continue. Sorry. So here we go. Bullet controller here, and let's close this one right here. So we're gonna do public float speed, and we're gonna do public speed damage, and that's about it. Right, speed and damage. Go void on collision enter 2D collider 2D cool. All right, just do it that way. Oops. Do that and delete that. And then we're gonna have what should we call it? Call dot get component damageable Apply damage. Damage. Oh no, these have to be ints. Oops. I think that's it. Alright. And then we need to do an update. So void update. And in the update, I'm going to make it very simple. All we're going to do is go forward. So transform dot position. No, not position, dot local position. Right, transform dot local position equals transform dot local position plus vector 3 dot forward times time dot delta time dot delta time. Let's see how this behaves. Where are you? So you're there. Collision. Collision 2D, not collider 2D. Oops. There we go. Oops. What's forward on this? It's it's the y-axis. The y-axis is 0, 1. Not up. Is it up? Let's see. Up is 0, 1. Yeah, that's it. That's what we need. Up. Let's put a speed of 1 on here, and we should see something. If I hit play. So it does move. Perfect. So now, if I were to take this and rotate it, let's say, on the z-axis, let's say rotate it that way. So the green is forward, so where's it going to shoot? No. If I use position, now this will go in this diagonal direction. No. Let's see. I know I did this before. Let's see. Unity. I think my old bullet controller. I have something in here. Let's see. Oh, there you go. So, yes. One way to do it is transform dot position equals not vector 3 up, but transform dot up, I think it is. And that should always make it go towards the green arrow. Am I right? Yeah, always make it go towards the green arrow. So if I go something like this, it will always follow whatever the green arrow is. All right, so perfect. It's exactly what I wanted it to do. And that way, let's say we have an upgrade where we shoot a bullet straight, and then we shoot another bullet at like 15 degrees off of it, or 30 or whatever. It'll just keep going in that direction. All right, so it's because what we're actually going to do is, we're going to keep the bullets, the projectiles here, in. We're going to keep a lot of them, just stored away. Right, since we're going to use them for everything, we're going to keep them all stored up in several different places. Not several, in one place, and we'll have one main controller, one instance, which handles it across all levels. So each level doesn't have to bring in its own thing. It's always going to be loaded in the game, in the background. And what we do is, instead of destroying them or instantiating them, they're already loaded, and we just recycle them. We pull them through, and once they reach a limit, we go ahead and turn them off. And then when we spawn them. Everything that can fire a bullet or a projectile or whatever will have a spawner point on it that has a rotation stuff, and that's how it's going to work. We're just going to have it linked to the linked to the thing here. That's it. Everything's going to link to the spawner. Things you're going to shoot, you're going to come straight out of it, and it'll align itself to what the spawner position is at that time, and just go. So yeah, that's about it. Okay. And I'm gonna make the bullets rather indiscriminate. Because I think so. But that would lead to friendly fire on the enemy part, and that's not good. No. So we're not gonna make them indiscriminate. What we're gonna do is in the bullet controller, go public, bow, from enemy equals false. And we always set it before we do that, we set it to false or true, and that's it. So, and then we have to use it here. So if from enemy and so it's from enemy and the collision dot tag game object dot tag equals enemy just return. That's it. We don't do anything. If it's from the enemy and the game object is enemy, you don't hurt them. So, and then we do if isn't from enemy and call dot game object dot tag equals player return. So all this does is stop us from hurting ourselves and stop the enemy from hurting themselves. So if it is from an enemy and we hit that, don't do anything. If it's from a player, which means it's false here, and it's hitting a player, return, don't do anything. Every other possible combination, just go ahead and apply the damage. So that should work as expected. Right, and now if you've noticed my naming convention here, everything that says manager is an instance, and everything that's a controller is basically independent of that. So yeah, I think I only have one manager right now. Right? No, I have an audio manager, I have a game manager, and that's it. So we're going to add another manager, and it's going to be called the weapons manager. And like every other manager, it's a instance. So we got to copy the little pattern that I use here. All right. And the awake. And what we do here, we replace that. And we're done. We're only going to have one of these on the map, and that's it. So what we're going to add here are projectile types, right? So public game object. It's going to be an array of game objects, and we're going to have base bullet. Right, it's just a standard bullet. I'm actually going to go up here and copy this. So I think I can actually reuse this code in its entirety. Yeah, I think I can. All right, yeah, I can reuse this entire thing here. We're gonna go ahead and delete that. All right, I'm gonna add it under awake. bullet controller. So change that to capital. All right, so what do we need? So when we fire it, we need a position. We're gonna need a rotation. We're not gonna need this at all. All we're gonna need is a bow. I think it's just bow. Is enemy. And that's it. So we're gonna delete these two, and we're gonna go here, dot is enemy, right? No. Well, it's not which. Bullet controller doesn't have that. It's public. It's from enemy. From enemy. From enemy. We're gonna call that from enemy. That. From enemy equals from enemy. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a position, right? We have to pass a position to vector 3. It's I think that works fine because it's in world space. That's fine. A rotation, we pass the rotation, and we pass if it's from enemy or not, and then we go ahead and turn it on. That's all we do. That's all this is gonna do. So let's see. That's all this takes as well. And this has its own movement, and this doesn't do anything with the movement at all. So in player controller, let's go ahead and add another thing. Go here, if input dot get key and then we go key code dot space. All right, key code dot space. Oh God, what happened here? Move over. So if key code dot space, we're gonna do weapon manager dot instance dot fire, and we need a new thing here. It's called make it public for now. Public transform. Bullet spawner. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna fire. We're gonna go bullet spawner dot position bullet spawner dot rotation, and then false. All right. So now, if I come back here, and I go into my star here, and I go ahead and create an empty, right? And let's say I put it right at the tip over here, right there, right there, right? 5.5 units ahead of it. And we go here and we drop this in as the bullet spawner. We'll leave level controller alone for now. Now we need to create another empty. We call this weapons controller, right? Pull that out, put that at 0. We have a projectile in here, so we're going to create an empty. We're going to call it base bullets. Base bullets. And we're going to go ahead and drop this projectile in here. And we're going to duplicate them. Disable them actually. Right there. You want a bunch of them. 64. Okay, yeah, we just that's enough. That's enough for what we need right now. Let me go ahead and weapons manager. And then we're gonna go ahead and add all these bullets in there. If we're gonna add a float, private float time to die equals 3 5F, and then timer equals 0. And we're gonna go ahead and at every beginning timer plus equals times that delta time, and then we move it, and then we go if timer is greater than timer to die. Go ahead and then set active. Set active false. There we go. Dream object set active false. So whenever it does hit, we go ahead and just turn it off. Alright, so now if I hit play at the space bar, and now if I were to rotate this around, hey, that's odd. That's odd. It's not supposed to do that. This is my bullet controller, and let's look at my old bullet controller here and see what it is that I'm messing up on. Why does it update the rotation? Why does it update the rotation at all, actually? Once we turn it on, we kind of stop updating it, don't we? This makes no sense to me. And I have to track down why it's doing that, because it's my game object, and here's this. Oh my god. I know what's going on. I fire. And now I fire. And now I fire. All right. Remember yesterday how I was saying it's possible. I showed you this little thing over here. I think it was yesterday, a couple days ago. This little lock up here. Right, put the little lock on to put all the projectiles in there. I forgot to turn it off. So the reason, like right now, it's unlocked. I'm locking it right now, and I'm gonna click on game object. So I think that when I shoot, I'm doing this, I'm changing game object. I'm not. I have my lock on. I turn the lock off. That way I can actually change to this. Oh my god. So yeah, it is working the way it's supposed to work. And the good thing is, I believe that I can just hold down the button, and we're never gonna run out of we ran out of projectiles. But what this is doing right here is firing a projectile each and every single second. Not every second, each and every single frame. That's why it took a little bit over 2 seconds to do. So since we're firing on every frame, we're kind of, shooting ourselves in the foot here. We need to have some kind of delay. All right, so this is crashed right now. It's in a while loop that's gonna go on forever. So we need to go ahead and kill this. I think I saved it. I'm not sure, which kind of sucks. I always forget to save when I do one of these crashes. Let's go open up this Unity. Okay. I think we're at the same exact point, so yes, we are. So what we actually need to do is have some kind of firing timer, right? You don't want to be able to shoot non-stop. And I do have a script here that I made, which is not the scene helpers, scene controller. No, it's not the scene controller. It's not actor stuff. The gun controller, player gun controller, right? Here's our player gun controller that we have for another project I did, and No, you need to go to gun controller where it inherits everything. So where's the gun controller? Here we go, gun controller. So this is our gun controller, and RPS is our rounds per second, right? And how do we do that? Let's go ahead and just click on RPS, and it should show us where else we're using it. And I know my rounds per second works because I've used this before. It's shoot script, and if I go over here to shoot, here we go, shoot. All right, we're back. So debug, stop debugging. Stop debugging. Here we go. Okay, so the way we're doing this is fire timer. So we're gonna go ahead and implement that. So player controller, and we're gonna have public, right, health, and right under that we're gonna have fire timer, RPS. No, it had to be floats. Public float RPS equals 5. So 5 rounds per second. And then float, we're gonna do a new private float. Why didn't I just put them together? Whatever, I don't care. And we do fire timer update. We're gonna go here, and at the beginning of the update, we're gonna do fire timer plus equals time dot delta time, right? And then what's the logic behind this? If and fire timer is like that. And RPS all right, so now we have implemented a limit to how fast we can shoot. So RPS is 5 rounds per second. That means we're going to be able to shoot 5 rounds per second. That's not doing it. Yes, I had to do fire timer equals equals 0. After every shot, we have to put it at 0. So we hit play now. There we go. So now that lowered our speeds. If we go to 1 round per second, we can literally only shoot 1 round per second. All right, if we go to 10 rounds per second, we go ahead and do 10 rounds per second. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, but it does work. Okay, so let's go ahead and load in a level to see if we can do anything, right? So let's leave that on. Let's turn the main menu on. All right, and then we're gonna hit play. I'm gonna go to level 1, and hopefully I can shoot it at some point. At some point it'll run into this. I didn't do anything. It didn't do anything, and I think I know why. I believe I don't have any any colliders or anything. Let's go here and finish run or star. Yeah, there's no colliders. Rip. Alright, so let's just go into all of them. Alright, I'm gonna go star, 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 star. I'm gonna go add a component, physics 2D, a rigid body, kinematic, right? Okay, and then we're gonna add a physics 2D, circle collider, right? Yep, that'll work fine. And then we're gonna hit apply up here, and apply it. And we can go ahead and delete that. Now we hit play. Alright, hit play here. Go into a level. Just gonna go ahead and just make a line there. So it didn't die. It didn't collide. I don't believe it collided. Hold on, hold on. I don't believe that two kinematics can collide. Let's look up this manual. Here we go, the Unity manual of colliders. So, if we have a rigid body kinematic collider and another rigid body kinematic collider, it don't work. It don't do nothing. Because we can't have a kinematic and a kinematic touch. So the only collisions that can actually work are static and rigid, a rigid body collider with a static with another rigid or a kinematic, or a kinematic with a rigid body collider. And it looks like we're gonna have to turn this into, instead of a collision, into a trigger. So, we're gonna keep the kinematic rigid body collider on the enemies, and we're gonna convert the bullets into kinematic rigid body triggers. So that's rather simple. Go here, base bullets. And we go into here, we select them all, and here we go. They're all kinematic, and now we're all triggers now. Right, and now we have to change it. So instead of being on collision enter, it will be on trigger enter 2D. On trigger enter 2D, and instead of collision, I think it's collider 2D, and our code can stay exactly the same. And I think now it will work. If I hit play, here. Oh. Okay. We got some interesting things here. So they are starting to touch each other, which is good. Right? That sounds weird. Collider 2D. Line 21. It didn't find it. And then we're going to add another one here at the very top. If we don't want bullets interacting with each other either, so if call dot tag equals bullet return as well. So what we're going to do here, clear all this out, and all these projectiles, we're going to create a new tag, and we're going to call it, remove that one, we're going to call it bullet, and we're going to make another one. We're not going to make another one, we're good. Call this one bullet. Player's in there. I need to add another one. I'm going to call it enemy. All right. So star, you are a player, because you don't have any collision yet. And then I'm going to clear you. Go ahead and drag all this in here again. Pick these right here, and we're going to try call them enemies. I'm going to go ahead and apply that and delete it. So I believe now it will work. So I hit play. Alright, let's get into the game. You shouldn't get any errors. Get into the game. I fire. They're ignoring each other. Alright, they hit. They hit, but something happened. Nothing happened. Yeah. They're touching and they're getting deleted. Alright, so this is happening. How much health do the enemies have? My god. Go ahead and hit play again. And let's see what's going on. Right? Weapon. Not weapon. Level. Formation 1. Enemy units. Star. How much health do you have? You have 1 health. Still has 1 health. Still has 1 health. How much damage do my bullets do? 0. Yeah, okay. Maybe if I made my bullets apply some actual damage, they would do some actual damage. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. Let's go into the level. We should see something here. So formation 1 should go. Alright, so that's dead. How come we got a win condition? Kind of got that win condition a little fast, didn't we? Did I kill them all that quickly? Oh. Because the health's at 0. I guess I did kill them all. Instantly. That's bad. Okay. Alright, well, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now. I'll be back maybe later. Maybe it's probably tomorrow. I need to go do a few things. Unfortunately, thanks for hanging out. But actually, before we go, let's do a little rundown of what we actually got accomplished today. So, we got a working level controller. So we can write right here. We can write the word done. All right. Let's go back to our last to-do list. Where is it? Here it is. So this is also done, and the weapon systems are also done. So we got quite a bit accomplished today. Let's go open up a new one. So that's our new to-do list. Right? And as usual, so critical. Normal. And least. So have that, you have that, right? So critical. What do we need that's absolutely critical? Well, let's think about what we need in general. We need, obviously we need to create more formations, but that's more in the content range, not really in here. Critical. We need, I'll be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, we need to add points. Right? So we've got a point system going. Oops. Got a point system going. That would be nice to have. Some different projectile types, right? More projectiles. What, 500 points? My God. So more projectile types. We don't really need more enemy types. Our thing can adjust for enemy types. Oh, please. There must be something I'm missing. I'm 100% honest with you. There must be something I'm missing because there's no way that we're almost done with the framework here. We just started. I must be just something that I'm probably like ignoring. You know. Well, I'm thinking about the framework stuff, not really the content. I like the like I can definitely add more sound effects and stuff, but like before I start adding that, I want to make sure that I have everything else working the way I want it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Critical. An audio manager that for all sounds, right? That would be very useful, right? So instead of having to have sound effects stored within every single thing, we just have an audio manager and call it to play a sound effect at a specific location uh, whenever we need it. And I actually have an audio manager. Oh my god. Yeah, like a master audio manager. Like I currently have one, but it's very simple. All it does is play background music. Right? So if you look at this, all it really does is play background music right now. So I need to add, and I keep coming back to this one. I made something like that here. Hold on. If I go to, alright, so I go to my bullet controller here. You see, when they hit, I have this. I use this audio source thing here. But instead of using this audio source that play clip at points, I want to have it in one central location. Wait, hold on. That makes no sense because the only difference between using audio source that play clip at point and creating oops, yeah, here we go. Sorry. So this is what I was using in my last project, this line that's highlighted, and I was just thinking, even if I make a master audio manager to play clips at specific points, it wouldn't be this. It would be the same thing as just using this, except I would have to write a little bit more to do the same thing. So I don't think I need that. I think what I need is actually no, because no, actually if I have an audio manager, I can have a bunch of different clips already in there, and I can play random clips or different clips instead of having to add them to this. So yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna make an audio manager, and that would actually be really useful. So yeah, we're keeping the audio manager. What else do we need? We need, alright, so the point system, more projectile types, audio manager, is that it? Is that seriously it? Yeah. If I remember anything else, I'll add it to the list. But for right now, you just need content. Alright? So once these three things are done, we're going to be at the same exact stage as we were for our last project. And we need to start adding actual content to it. Oh, that was quick. Oh, these games are just so simple, aren't they? These games are just way too simple. That's fine. You know what? Since alright, so either later on tonight, more likely tomorrow, I'll come back and stream. I will stream this. We'll make these three things here, which I don't think is going to take too long. You've been using Unity for 2 months? That's same, right? Yeah, same. 2 months is 20 years. It's 2 years, 20 years. It's all the same. It's just, you know, slightly more experience. But I'm still a noob, man. Don't or woman. I don't know. Sorry, I assumed your gender, but I'm still a noob as well. Yeah. So we need content, and we need content for the last project as well. So instead of continuing on and just making these little frameworks for these simple games, I should probably just go back uh, and start working on some content. So tomorrow, when I come back and stream, I'm gonna finish the point system. I'm gonna add the projectiles, the audio manager, and we'll sit down and start thinking about some content to make with these two little projects that we started, and move on from there. Because I think that's where we're at. Now the worst part is critical. Learn to art, right? So I need to learn how to art, so I can make good content. But then again, I'm not gonna learn how to art in a day, so it's gonna be slightly like lower quality content. So that's probably what we're gonna end up doing. But we're gonna make some content in the next couple days here. Because I'm gonna show you something here. I'm gonna show you something. All right, so let's save this. Let me save this. All right, and let me save over here as well. I don't want to lose this again. I've redone that file like 4 times already. All right, so let's save this and close it. And save this. Right, now I'm going to show the project I was working on for a long time last year, and I ended up stopping because I was a little I was like getting depressed off of this stuff. There was so much going on and nothing was actually working. Nothing was actually working for me, I mean. So it's loading. Let it finish loading. This thing has like a million different assets from the asset store in it. So it's going to take a while to load. Plus it's updating. Okay, so here we go. It actually opened up pretty quickly. So the last thing I did here was add in this sci-fi design kit and a few other things. I think it was like realistic waters or something like that. Now it will load. Yeah. Like this isn't from my game. This is a demo scene from this sci-fi design kit. And the reason this project here is so dirty is because it started out as, all right, it was supposed to be you were like a prisoner in a prison or something like that, right? Obviously. And you wake up one day in the prison and everyone's missing. You're the only one there. Everything is unlocked. And you're wondering what is going on. And it turns out that while you were sleeping, all the prisoners turned into zombies except you, right? It's called a plot contrivance, I believe. You don't turn into a zombie, and then everyone in the prison complex is a zombie. And the way I was gonna make it was, it's like this double-edged sword that you go through. when you start the game, you're in the prison and it's on lockdown, right? Nothing in, nothing out, not even air. Similar to how like the Resident Evil movies are, but for some reason, you're trying to get out, right? Because there's zombies all over. You want to get out. The prison you're in is actually in the basement of a shopping mall, like a normal everyday shopping mall. And when you leave, you break that seal. So now the whatever virus or disease or whatever it may be that caused it, you actually released it into the world. So people start turning into zombies around you. That was supposed to be what was originally going to happen. What actually happened was I scrapped that entire idea and I was thinking instead of being a cop or a prisoner, how about make you like into this super powerful being and you go around shooting things and killing things and throwing fireballs and stuff. So yeah, there's like 4 projects inside of this one Unity project. None of them quite good, and all of them half complete. This is not gonna load, is it? I hear my hard drive, ticking away over there. It's going because I have a really old hard drive. Holy crap! Oh my lord! How much memory does my computer have again? My computer has 16 gigs, right? Yeah, I have 16 gigs of memory. Is it time for an upgrade? Do I need more memory? Was I paging that whole time? Holy, hey, wait, hold up. We're almost there. Very interesting. Bruh, hold up. Clear that. Can we go to another scene? Yes. I can finally move. Um I think I'm up to Project Hernandez is where I was at. Uh no, it's not there. Rip. Here we go. Oh god. I'm gonna try to load a different scene even though this one hasn't finished loading. Cause boy oh boy are the errors coming out tonight. Oh boy. Everything is broken. This entire project is dead. I can't do anything. I can't show you anything in this project. Luckily, I have it backed up multiple times, so I'm okay with this not working. I'm sorry, I can't show you this. I can show you something far less advanced using the same engine. which was this on September 13th of last year. I made this in a day using the my stuff. So this is this is the final. This is what the final build was. Do you see this? Yes. Okay. So we're gonna go full screen. Right. Display 2. Wrong display. I guess it is display 1. So this is what I had on September 13th, and I worked on it for like another 2 months. So I had, yeah, sure. So here we go. They kind of follow you, right? So if I shoot the start game, we start the game. So here is our game. This took me about 8 hours. I streamed this. It took me about 8 hours to make this little village thing here, this little tiny little city here, and there is garbage everywhere. But what I did like was I did have this working. At the time, it was working pretty well. Alright, and here we have a little movie theater and stuff like that, and here are some enemies. Alright, I don't currently have any of, I worked on spells and stuff. I can't show that because it's not in this build, but as you can see, I can shoot them, and there's critical strikes. Like, every now and then we'll hit a critical. So you see, like, headshots do double damage. There you go, that 400 was a critical. So this is what I have back in September. This is where my project is up to, and here's the exit game. All right, unfortunately, I can't show you the newer stuff I added. Wait, it was called Mace of Destiny, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Mace of Destiny. Yeah, Mace of Destiny was this thing. This is that same thing about a month and a half before, using the same little engine I was working on. And this one, oh boy. As you can see, there's no sounds. There's no bullets. There is bullets. Oh, okay. We do have bullets. This was like the first day of me working on this, second day or something, and I was experimenting with nav meshes and stuff. So yeah, that's where it started. But it culminated into ZPopo, and what I actually worked on, all the stuff here is like miscellaneous stuff. What I actually worked on was this, all these scripts to I was trying to make like a framework so I could make either FPS games or RPG games with the same framework, right? And it was getting intense, right? Very intense. Like, this is my AI script, right? This took me a while to do, like a long while. So here it is. Here's my enemy AI script, and it's convoluted and complex, like you can't even believe. And it uses Raycast for sight, right? Use Raycast to see things. All that stuff. It was this was really fun to make. It was a headache, but it was really fun at the same time. What else did I make here? That was interesting. Yeah, the combat. Eventually, I did have it to the point where the enemies would shoot at you, and the first issue I had with that was that they had like 100% accuracy. Then I found a way to make it so that they don't have 100% accuracy. They shoot at you, but it simulates like if their hand was shaking a little bit, so you don't always get hit. the bullets when they're flying, right? Like an example would be, just make a new one real quick. New. Okay. Like the bullets, when you fire from here, they don't just go straight. They actually fall towards earth, fall towards the floor, which was pretty cool. The enemies would find you, and then they had a search algorithm type thing where they would look for you. Nothing too complex, right? Things like that. Yeah. Um, Man, I wish I remembered the name of that project. So I think I had it outside of Zpopo. I'm pretty sure I did. No, I think I had it in Zpopo. Yeah, because if I go into my assets here and I go into I think it was Project Hernandez. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's in Zpopo, but there's no way for me to get at it. I would have to download the old one, but luckily I for my main projects, right? I use this. It's Git. I use I think it's called Bitbucket, Git, something like that. I'm not 100% sure of the name, but I have here Zpopo and Mace of Destiny. What is Mace of Destiny? No, no. Okay, that's fine. Hey, hold up. Is it this? Wait, hold on. Is Mace of Destiny the latest version of my thing here? Can you, yo, Unity, you can go kill yourself. I don't need you. I don't need Unity 4. Get out of here. Yeah, you're not gonna work here, fam. Oh man, I think this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, Mace of Destiny's the latest one. Yep. So I'm actually gonna copy this folder just in case. And I'm gonna try to open up this project. And I think, oh, let me check out that game you're working on. Let's see. Can I show it? Oh, my bad, Rip. Can I show it on stream, fam? All right, dude, that looks awesome. That looks really nice. Holy crap, dude, that looks really nice. Did you make all the art assets in there? All right, here we go. This is what Galactic Vina is working on. And this actually looks really cool. Hell yeah. Look at that. That looks really nice. I like it. You only made the candle? Rip? Yo. Candle's official though. That candle is nice. Yeah, learning Blender? Yeah. That's pretty good to know. I have no idea how to blend. I have it here. I have Blender right here. But I have no idea. I don't have the screen up. I never do. Why would I, right? Oh my god. I always forget. Yeah, so here it is. Yeah, so let's go through them again. I actually really like this. Looks really cool. What kind of game is this going to be? Like some kind of like witch hunter type thing, or killing vampires or something? Looks really cool. Alright. Alright. Okay. I'm going to attempt to open up Mace of Destiny. Because if Mace of Destiny is the one I'm thinking of, oh my god, I think it is, except this has no enemy AI. It has no enemy AI, which means it's probably not it. I think I know what it was. Mace of Destiny, I believe, right? Yeah, I think Mace of Destiny was where I started with the FPS RPG thing I was working on, and then it turned into Zpopo, which was the one I was actually working on. So unfortunately, I can't show that one. But Mace of Destiny. Oh boy, I think that's where I started all that. Yeah, you can see it now. Mace of Destiny here is using the old version of FPS RPG. And I stopped working on this when I started the Zpopo project. And yeah, this is where I stopped working on it. This doesn't have anything cool in it. The scripts are super old in this one, and like almost everything from that has changed into Zpopo. Unfortunately, Zpopo is unable to open. I messed it up with the update to the new version, so I actually need to download an older version of Unity. You play as one of two twin witches or that crow, and you hunt monsters because you are appointed as the guardian of the kingdom. Then something happens to a bunch of die, and you have to try and gather any villagers and defend. Okay, that sounds pretty cool, dude. Good luck with that. See, you have like a clear goal. I never have any goals with my projects. I never have like any kind of thing that I want to make, which is my main problem. I just make things, and then as soon as I get up to the point where I need to start making some content, I just give up for some reason. Not give up. It's just like I have no clue what I'm doing. Remember, I've been saying that I've been showing this notebook here for the past couple days, right? You know, this the famous notebook. It's still blank. blank. I've sat at my desk here for a couple hours every day, and I'm looking at these blank pages, and I'm trying to think of stuff I want to do, and just nothing comes out. I have no idea what's going on with me. Like, my imagination is dead right now, and I need to wake it up again. So, yeah. Like, I have nothing that I want to do, nothing that I feel like doing. I have no idea why. Like, I used to come up with like a million ideas a second, and then all of a sudden I don't, which really sucks. Because even if I can't art, I could still like use placeholder stuff and just make a game. But no, I'm like creatively blocked, which really sucks. I really hate that. So what I've been doing to try to get back into my old way of thinking is I started picking up hobbies that I used to do back when I had all these ideas running through my head. So I'm hoping that works. So I'm going to show you really quickly some of my creative process. I know it's going to be weird. Give me 1 second here. Alright, so I'm going to show my ugly head here. Alright, so this is what my old hobbies were. And I'm trying to get back into it so that I can come up with some ideas for the game. So here is all this stuff is cheapo Chinese garbage, but it works, and I'm gonna have some fun. So here's one thing, right? So this is the first thing I bought. It's a really cheap. This costs like $2, $3, and it's a little Bluetooth module here with a built-in Class D amplifier, right? And little speaker connector in that. So this is to make like a little Bluetooth speaker, portable Bluetooth speaker type thing, right? So that's the first thing I bought. And that's a little project I got. And I was thinking of doing it in like an Altoids tin, and I said, why use an Altoids tin when you can use something ridiculously large? So I have a gigantic thing over there. And then to continue on with that theme, I bought myself this thing, which is a little regulator. It's can't tell you the model number of it right now, but what this does is you apply some input here, input voltage here. There we go. Right, and then over here you get an output voltage, and you can have you can set the voltage, how much current you want to use, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna make myself like a little variable lead bench power supply type thing. That costs like $8. Yeah, they are Sennheiser headphones, HD 598, I believe. I have here another little Bluetooth module thing that I bought. I have here 10 step-up voltage regulators that maintain the output voltage while the input voltage could drop, right? So this is supposed to power this thing. Yeah, so this is my old hobby. This is what I used to do when I was a teenager. Just imagine how cool that was, right? And I went ahead and bought myself a new soldering iron tip, because I'm going to show you my soldering iron tip that I had laying around. It's this thing, right? That's what I got. I don't know if you know anything about soldering irons. You know this is a piece of crap, because look at how bent that is. It's all broken and corroded. It's worthless. So I had to buy myself a new tip for that. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into my old hobbies, because back then I used to have a lot of ideas going on, because I was always creating things. And during my little creations, I'd always get these little splashes of like enlightenment, I would call it. Like I could see something and I'm like, oh yeah, I can make that. I should make that. And then I did the whole adult thing, which is, you go to school and you study and you do this and you do that, and I kind of lost touch with my whole creative side. And then I ended up trying to I decided I want to make video games, and I'm like, I'm not creative anymore. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to get creative again, to just come up with some ideas, which really sucks. Because I have this like mental block right now of I have no idea what I want to make. So yeah. So if I just start making things, like physical things, maybe I'll just break out of this mental prison that I have set up for myself. This is horrible. I even pulled out my guitar that I hadn't touched in over 2 years. It's over here on the bed. I know it's a mess. I know it looks really messy. I listen to music all the time, and just I don't know. I'm like on a creative block right now. Mentally, she's mentally messed up. So yeah, I have a mess in the back. Let me cover that up again. Yeah. So I think that would make sense. Like perhaps I'm focusing too much on what I want to do, and what I need to do is just take a little look from another direction. So that's what I've been trying to do with that. Like I said earlier, I bought a battery charger so I can just experiment with some new things here. So hopefully I can, by tomorrow I can get some ideas. I hope. I doubt it. I doubt I'm going to get any ideas for tomorrow. But we're going to work through it. We're going to see what we can do, what we can't do. Yeah, that's what I have. I have writer's block. I used to always have these ideas, and then I got super depressed, and I just stopped doing everything. There was a point last year where it was like 4 months that I didn't even leave the house, right? And then, it was bad. So I'm just trying to break out of that whole negative cycle, as they say. It's as cliche as it sounds. But yeah, I'm just trying to work through that and make some games. I've wanted to make video games since I was like 7 or 8 or something like that. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. But and that's enough. That's enough rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Go do whatever it is I need to do, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully you'll be there and we can get some ideas. And if you have any input, definitely I'm open to it. That feeling, yeah, it's a really crappy feeling. But thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, and have a good one. Peace out.